Tim here from Traderboat. Today we're looking at the key features and design elements of Beneteau's GT line. We're doing it by side-by-side testing a GT36 and GT41. Both are sports cruisers with bow sun pads, semi-enclosed cockpits and a great lounge to hang out with family and friends. Both have internal access downstairs to twin rooms, a galley and a separate lounge. Before we get into what stands out in the pair, let's go through some key differences and specifications. The GT36 is not the smallest in the GT range. That's the 32, a purely outboard powered sports cruiser that features the same styling and comes in at a touch under 10 meters length overall. The GT36 is about 1.5 meters longer at 11.5 meters LOA and has a beam a touch under 3.5 meters. This GT36 has been optioned with a pair of Volvo Penta D4 300 horsepower diesel inboards, but the 36 can be optioned with a pair of outboard engines if you'd prefer them. The GT41 is only a metre longer overall, but is a much beamier boat at 3.85 metres. This gives it a lot more usable room in the cockpit and the space to open up the galley and bedrooms below. It also features a second on-deck galley with a fridge and sink. The 41 has a slightly smaller fuel tank at a combined 650 litres, but with the same frugal D4 diesels that the 36 has been optioned with as standard, it'll still offer up enough range for short coastal cruising. Both the 36 and 41 have a central helm. They are in great positions to make the most of the view and breeze through the standard sunroof. Now, Beneteau fits Garmin electronics, which talk to the Volvos to give you clear information on fuel use, speed and navigation. They are easy to use touchscreens that can be configured how you want. Where they really differ is downstairs, so let's take a look. We're below in the GT41, the bigger of the two, and instantly you can feel the extra length and beam. The galley is bigger and the lounge too. Now both use walnut finishes and have a good amount of storage. The 36 and 41 both have bowmasters and second rooms under the cockpit sole. There is noticeably more room and space in the 41, which uses a pair of single beds in its second room. With their sharp bows and sleek roof lines, they have a real sporty elegance on the water, but can they back up those good looks? That starts in the engine room, where both boats use a pair of Volvo Penta D4 300s with stern drives. Now they are optional on the 36 and come standard on the 41. From the helm, they are quiet and the electronic throttles are a breeze to use. Both boats have been optioned with bow thrusters, but I think you could get away without one, particularly on the 36. It's not too long a hull to manage. We didn't quite hit the claimed 35 knots with a wide open speed of 33 seen in testing. I put that down to the optional zip wake trim tabs that were engaged and likely dragging the rear a touch. We saw as much as 33 knots in the 36, burning 115 litres of fuel per hour, which gave us a wide open throttle range of 213 nautical miles while leaving 10% fuel in reserve. The best cruise came at 2000 RPM and 11 knots, which will give you a range of around 254 miles thanks to the miserly 33 litres per hour fuel burn across both motors. The 41 was definitely less sporty, but it felt quieter and still hit a decent 31 knots at wide open, burning 118 litres of fuel per hour for a range with reserve of 157 miles. Remember, the 41 has a smaller fuel tank than the 36. The best cruise in the GT41 came at a more lazy 1500 RPM, which will give you a range of around 261 miles, thanks to the low 18 litres per hour fuel burn. The GTs felt great on the water. They use Beneteau's air-stepped hull that promotes airflow under the hull at planing speeds to increase efficiency. In turns, they both leaned in progressively and responded well to inputs. They are really easy boats to drive, anyone could, and no doubt they'll enjoy the view and the fresh air. There is no doubt the 41 is more spacious, but the 36 felt a touch more sporty and offers an excellent layout. Now both performed really well and are comfortable and easy to drive, but what really stands out is the price for the quality and inclusions across the range. A lot comes standard in the GT range, and it's all quality, so choosing between which model best suits you will come down to the space at your dock and the amount you're willing to invest. But our time with the 36 and 41 taught us that no matter which model you decide on, there's no question you'll love your GT.